Like, I'd rather make 100K less a year, but be happy.
Oh, and free.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom is the best part. When I resigned, that was actually the hardest part because I was so used to, going to work. Like, it was not easy. It was, one of the most difficult things was the transition from job to, entrepreneur.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got another fellow Jersey in here today, James Bonadies. How's it going?
Awesome, man. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, fellow Rutgers alum.
That's right. I did it many years ago.
What did you major in there?
Economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find that was useful in your entrepreneurship journey?
No, no, definitely not. What I found was, just like supply and demand. That's always like just in knowing how the economy works was really, money in, money out.
Right.
That's about it.
But you ended up becoming a teacher for a bit, right?
Yep. Business.
Was that high school level, college level?
High school?
Okay.
Yeah.
Public school?
Public school, Patterson.
Okay.
Patterson.
How long did you do that?
I was there for 7 years, I think, teaching.
Okay.
Business. I did like international business, computers. I started like it was a very small school, so I started like the computers in that time because it was so long ago. It was like 2002, I think.
Those were the big box ones, right?
Yeah,
basically. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. And then we got new ones where they were like thinner.
Yeah. I remember the box ones, those.
It's crazy.
Those were slow, man.
Yeah, very slow. But it was fast, like
at the time.
Yeah, because you're comparing it to what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did that for about 7 years, and then I left. In about 2008, I bought my best friend father owned a sporting goods store.
Okay.
And he wanted to retire, so I bought into the sporting goods store. Ran that for 2 years, and it was the most miserable. Like it was 7 days a week, 18 hours a day.
Plus, it's during a recession. 08, you said?
Yes, I got in at the worst possible
worst time.
But the interesting thing is that business was most of that money came in from uniforms. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what the economy is, parents are going to put their kids in sports. They're not going to take them out.
So sports are kind of recession proof.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, why did you leave teaching to do that?
Money. I wanted to make more money.
Okay, so teaching wasn't paying enough.
No, I think I started at $33,000.
That's it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's rough.
I think it was $33,000
for teaching. I thought they made more than that. That's weird.
Well, I mean, like now it's higher. I think they start at like 55, but still. I mean, I don't know how they survive.
Nah, because that's.
Not a lot of money.
You need to live with someone at that salary.
Yeah, think about even husband and wife make teachers was at $100,000.
Yeah,
and your taxes are 20.
Yeah, in Jersey, right? Taxes, Jersey has high property tax, high state income tax,
just high everything.
You're getting wrecked over there.
Yeah.
You're still there though, right?
Yeah, I'm still there. Same town. Yeah.
Jersey's got. So after the sporting thing for 2 years, what was the next move?
So my wife was pregnant. So she got pregnant when I was running that business, and I felt really stuck. Mm-hmm. Like I'm working so much. Like, what am I going to do? Like she's going to be her parents. She's Eastern European, so her parents don't live here. And I was like, how am I going to? She's going to have the baby at home. I'm never going to be home. This is going to be like a disaster. So, God's grace, or whoever pulls the trigger up there, I had an old colleague that walked into the store. It was August of 2010, maybe, or 11. Mm-hmm. And I heard his voice, like, Bonadies, is she here? And I was like, oh my God, like I know that person, Mr. Moody. And he begged me to come back. And so what they wanted me to do was, instead of teach, they wanted me to do student schedules, like build all the schedules with the software and all that stuff, teacher schedules. It was like August. They had no student schedules because the scheduler quit.
Wow.
So I convinced my buddy. I said, listen, buy it back. Whatever I paid into it, just pay me back over the next 3 or 4 years. And I was like convincing him. I'm like, look, think about it. The money we made, that's all going to go to you. Like I'm like convincing him. And he's like, you know what? Sounds good. Do it. So I went back until that was 2011, I think, until 2018. So now I was a vice principal at that time. So that's what I was doing. So I went from teacher, because I got my master's degree early on, and then I became Vice President.
Shout out to the Science of Scaling podcast hosted by Mark Roberge. It's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. Each week, Mark, founding CRO at HubSpot CRO and senior lecturer at Harvard Business School, interviews some of the most successful sales leaders in tech to learn the secrets, strategies, and tactics to scaling company growth. He recently had on the head of sales from OpenAI, and that was a very interesting episode on the future of AI. Listen to the Science of Scaling wherever you get your podcast today.
Vice principal, but I wasn't really doing vice principal stuff. They just hired me as a vice principal.
Interesting. Yeah. Principals used to scare me, man.
What's that?
Principals used to scare me as a kid.
Of course.
I never knew what they did, but I would end up in the office, and it was a traumatic time.
That's right. I think it's the fact that it's the principal that leads to the parents, right? So it's like the principal, you just know they're going to call your parents, and you're just like, oh god.
Yeah. Were you like that growing up too, a little troublemaker?
No, actually.
Okay.
Not really. Well, I should say I just never got caught.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I just I have an older sister. She would get caught with everything.
Yeah.
And I think I just learned how not to do things. Do them, but just don't do them like that.
See, I didn't have a mentor in that regard. I was an only child.
Yeah.
So I had to figure everything out through trial and error.
Right.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But so you went back there, and then from there, is that when you got into sort of the online marketing space?
Yeah. So funny enough, I was already trying. In 2007 is when I really first tried to do this online thing. And if you could imagine, 2007 was Google AdSense.
Yeah.
So it was ranking sites and spamming them and stuff like that. So I did start to try to do that. And that was one of the trigger points for me to get back out of that sporting good business, because I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to do that. So I was like, if I can get out of that, I'll have more time at home, but I also could put more time and effort into this digital, laptop millionaire thing that I keep hearing everybody doing that I can't figure out how to do. And so I started dabbling back into that. And in 2014 is when I finally, it was like an aha, I shouldn't say aha moment. It was like an ad that slapped me in the face, basically saying, make money by helping local businesses make money. And I'm like, well, that's a lot better than a push button software to make millions, right? And it just made sense. And that's when I started rank and rent sites and ranking sites for businesses, pool installation, and all that stuff.
Nice. So SEO.
SEO, basically.
Right. So these business owners have no idea how to rank, and you would step in, charge them a retainer, and get them on higher pages of Google, right?
Yep. That's exactly how it worked.
And does that model still work in 2024?
So the way we were doing that was we would create our own site and rank that site in local area, right? So it would be like pool installation, Wayne, New Jersey. But we would own the site, and then we would rent it to a pool installation, because we would be getting leads. And then when the leads would come in, we would just forward it to them. So they would rent it for $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. You can't really do that nowadays. And that model kind of really didn't do too good even back in 15, 16, because you would spend all this money and time building the site, ranking it, and you may not get any leads. Right. Like pool installation in Wayne, you get leads for maybe a month or two.
Yeah, just the summer.
Yeah. And so you kind of really, you're guessing. And so we transitioned from, I say we, because I have a partner, but he joined later on. But in 2016 is when I transitioned from rank and rent to, you know what, we're just going to go pay-per-click advertising, SEO on the back end, but with their sites. So I stopped the whole rank and rent thing, because it just was it became too difficult. A lot of crackdowns on the Google business profiles.
Right.
Couldn't get away with easily ranking those anymore. So we moved away from
PPC, that worked for a bit, and then it got expensive, right?
Yeah, it still works.
Oh, it still works?
Oh, yeah. Pay-per-click ads are one of the fastest way to get leads for businesses.
Okay, because I hear guys like Gary Vee say it was super cheap.
Yeah.
And then for the wine business, it got too expensive or something. But
yeah, I mean, listen, ads always going to go up, right?
Yeah.
It's just always going to be exponential. It's never going to be. It's guaranteed inflation.
Yeah, pretty much with that. Yeah, Facebook ads used to be super cheap.
Oh, please, yeah, Facebook was great. I mean, they were all great, but you just charge accordingly.
Yeah.
You just, as your price goes up, you charge more.
And when was that year where you could be like, wow, I could leave my job right now?
Yeah, so and this goes kind of into the story of in my space, a lot of people, their goal is to get out of the job, right? And I'm always harping, because I have a coaching business, as you know.
Yeah.
And I'm always harping to treat your job as an asset, because your job is enabling you to create the side hustle. It's funding your side hustle and your life.
Right.
And so I held on to that job way longer than I needed to, like way longer. I was probably making, I think it was 2000. I was actually going through this today because I knew we were probably going to get into this. 2016, I was making about 80,000, 67,000 that year in my job.
Okay.
And then I made about 300,000 on the side.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So 5x.
Yeah. And I think it was at the end of 17. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is crazy. And then January of 17, we started our coaching business. We pulled in January of 18. I think my business partner and I pulled in like 140,000 each.
Wow.
And I'm like, now this is ridiculous. I'm like, this has got to stop.
Yeah. And is
resigned.
that profit or?
That was all profit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Because coaching is high margin. Obviously.
It is high margin. Yeah. If you do it right,
Yeah.
you could also burn all your money through ads. But
yeah, the one good thing is the health benefits from having a job and stuff.
So even to this day, I'm like, man, I probably could have stayed. I'm paying $3,000 a month for health insurance. I'm
Dude,
like,
it's so much as an entrepreneur, and people don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah,
at all. I pay $3,000 a month.
I'm about the same, and it's like, dude.
And you're a single guy, right?
Yeah, and I'm not even using it yet. Hopefully, I won't ever need to, but it's still a lot.
Wow, that's crazy. That's how much you.
Well, me and my fiance.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Yeah, my guy in my office, he's got 4 kids, and he ended up doing like a charity one, like where he went to like a Catholic, like they have like there's a lot of different avenues you can go, but my father used to always harp on, don't worry about it if you never use it, because you're not going to need it until you need it. And so I just pay.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, because it's one of those things where if it does happen,
You're
kind of
screwed.
screwed.
Yeah.
Those hospital bills these days. Now, your parents' support, were they supporting you in the entrepreneurship side, or did they want you to have a job?
Oh, my father's an old school Italian. Came here with nothing. Was a teacher. His first salary was $8,000 a year. He was a football coach in high school, head football coach, and it was, school, college, job, pension, retirement, and be done.
Yeah,
that was it. But while he was preaching that, he was also purchasing real estate on the side.
Okay.
So in my mind, I was like, it was like, if he was always doing something on the side, I should be doing something on the side. So I got into real estate, and I'm in real estate a lot more now.
Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
But my real estate originally was the side hustle, was the digital. But when I went to quit, my father was like beside himself.
Huge argument.
You're not my son. Like jokingly, like he's like, can't be my son.
Dang.
Yeah, no, they still. And my father, even to this day, he'll every so often, how's business?
Yeah.
You doing okay? I'm like, I think I'm doing pretty good. All right, just make sure like you're saving your money.
Yeah. Different generation, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was normal for his, and now with your kids, I'm sure you're going to even promote entrepreneurship.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking of how big of a waste college is going to be, because unless you're gonna, like a lawyer or a doctor, but just to go for like even economics. I mean, I guess you could go work on Wall Street. I mean, I have friends that went and got great jobs, and they're crushing it now. But they put in 20 years before 15 years.
Yeah, and I just say it like this: if you're passionate about it, do it, but don't do it for the money.
100%.
You're gonna be miserable.
100%.
Like, I'd rather make 100K less a year, but be happy.
Oh, and free.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom is the best part.
Yeah, we have travel freedom, we have time freedom, we have location freedom, right?
That's exactly
There's 3
right.
freedoms. We can travel whenever we want.
Yep.
We can work whenever we want, and not many people have that.
It's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I resigned, that was actually the hardest part, because I was so used to, going to work. And then it was like, I don't even know what to do. My wife was like, "Oh my God, you're home. You want to go have lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go have lunch." And all of a sudden, you have a couple martinis. You're like, "Whew, it's like 2:00." And then the next day, it's like, "You want to go to breakfast?" It was not easy. It was one of the most difficult things was the transition from job to entrepreneur. Even though you've been running the business for a while, it's the schedule change, and you really need to create. I think I did a video about this. You need to create your business as a job as much as you don't want to admit that.
Right.
Because if you don't, it gets away from you.
Yeah.
And then you all of a sudden you don't even know what's going on in your business anymore because you haven't been there in weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. You still got to be a little hands-on as
Yeah.
an entrepreneurship, no matter how many employees you have.
100%.
Do you use any AI in your business yet?
So yeah, so we're AI is you know, you see a lot of now the YouTubers like AI this, AI that. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't think it's going to play a big part. I don't think it's anywhere near what people are saying it's going to be, but I do use Chat GPT all the time.
I use it at least once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was at the Ritz-Carlton in Aruba last week, and we had a little bit of an incident, and I wanted to write like a professional email to the manager, and I wrote mine, and I just copied and pasted it into ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh my, it's so that's unbelievable.
It made it better.
Oh, better.
Wow. Now I want to know what happened. What
Oh, yeah.
went down in Aruba?
Nothing that involved me.
Okay.
I was there with a lot of friends, and you know, just
Little drunk shenanigans.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say they were really drunk. Like, it's just weird. People are weird. Like people are just weird.
You could interpret that in so many ways.
I know.
I'm trying to.
Listen, they were playing loud music, and
Okay.
and some guy, like drunk guy, came over, and somehow my name kept getting brought up, and I have no idea why. That was what like pissed me off about it.
Oh, they banned you?
They didn't ban me, but like I almost felt embarrassed to like give my name because there was an incident on one day, and the host from the casino was looking for me.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, you know, what happened? Well, you tell me what happened on the beach. I'm like, I wasn't even there. Like, I was on ATVs. And they're like, oh, well, you know, it was your crew. I go, my crew? Like, I'm me. Okay,
Yeah.
forget my crew. Was I there? No, it has nothing to do with me. So I didn't really appreciate that. So I sent an email.
I feel that. I don't like being dragged into
Yeah.
situations I'm not part of.
I
too.
can only control myself. That's it.
Yeah. Do you travel a lot?
I do. I mean, a lot. I don't know what's a lot. My wife likes to travel with our kids and stuff. So, you know, the kids got school.
Yeah.
So every once in a while we'll take them out. But usually when they have vacation, we'll go somewhere.
Yeah. I find traveling is a great way to kind of reset things.
Oh, absolutely.
Mentally, at least, because
Yeah.
you get so locked in sometimes.
You do. I get my best ideas when I'm not even thinking about what idea I need.
Same.
It just comes.
No, same. Because I used to just work nonstop and never leave. But once I left, you get good perspective.
You get great perspective. And then even things that have nothing to do with business give you an idea for your business.
Exactly. Yeah. Why'd you decide to stay in Jersey this whole time?
My parents, my family's there.
Okay, so that's very important to you.
Yeah. I think that, you know, I put myself in my parents' shoes, and if my kids left, it would crush me.
Yeah.
Even though I would encourage them to.
Yeah.
It's
That is a tough thing, right?
yeah, it's tough. And my sister's there, and she has 3 kids.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law, so we're all in the same town.
Yeah.
I mean, it would like my parents would be devastated. Actually, my mom's a free spirit.
Okay.
She would just be like, "Go fly!" Like my father, old school Italian.
Father, yeah. Italians
Nucleus,
love.
it's the family nucleus.
Right. So he grew up in Italy.
Yeah, he came here when he was like 12 or 13.
Wow. Have you been out there?
Yeah, we went there when I was younger. I haven't been back since then.
Nice.
You know, my wife is Russian, so
Wow.
we would travel to Russia a lot. Now you can't go there.
Did your parents support dating her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
matter of fact, my father, this is a funny story. My father said, I think it was when I first started dating her, he said, "It's a very nice girl, beautiful girl. You know she's Russian, right?" I'm like, yeah. You're not going to be able to afford her. That was the first thing he said. She likes nice things.
Yeah.
I go, so then I got to, you know, step my game up so I could afford her.
I have heard that about Russians, actually. You're not the first.
Yeah.
Must be.
Listen, you're going to get one or two sides because they all, you know, grew up in the Soviet Union era, USSR, and you're going to get the side where they hold on to every penny, or you're going to get the side of where they had to hold on to every penny, so now they want to like live freely.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
So which side did you get?
You can take a guess. But listen, my wife, I never probably would have done a lot of this if it wasn't for her. She pushed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, she used to always say to me, "I respect that you're a teacher, but you have so much more to give." And I used to say, like, "Really? Like what?" She's like, "You don't even see it. Like, go start a business, do something, because you're like a zombie. You go into teach these kids. You come home at 3:30, all this time.
Yeah.
do something. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will.
That's awesome, man. A good woman by your side can really elevate you, man.
No. It's going to either elevate you or it's going to tear you down. There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Luckily, we got elevated.
Yes.
But I know certain individuals that, didn't go that well.
Oh yeah, they will pull you down or lift you up.
Yeah. When you were teaching, were you really passionate about it, or you weren't at all?
No, I wasn't. I was, I taught in a very rough school.
Okay.
And I was very young. Can you imagine? You have like these 18-year-old girls, and I'm 22.
Oh wow!
And it just became like very like
they were hitting on you.
It was just not pleasant.
Yeah,
not pleasant at all.
Being around, plus probably a lot of the students didn't even care, to be honest. So.
They didn't care. They didn't listen. It was like, and I don't have that kind of personality
to yell at people.
No,
yeah,
I can't
we all know
yell
those
at my kids.
teachers.
Yeah.
Man, I got some wild. I failed marketing class in high school.
Oh, really?
And now I have the #1 marketing podcast in the country.
They don't. Listen, we were going to talk about education, right? And you said everybody has a negative thing. I think about education as more about like you're learning as a person to be organized and. Not necessarily, it's not what you're learning, it's that you're showing up to class, like you're doing the things necessary to live life after this. What you learn, you're going to learn in the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're not learning anything that you're going to.
No.
Yeah.
Even my son says that to me. He's 12.
Man, my teachers hated me because they would always say, like, show your work, right?
Right.
And I just do stuff in my head. Yeah. And I get the right answer.
Right. The show your work thing is ridiculous.
Oh, it pissed me off so much. And then when they tell you to show it, you don't even know how.
Right.
You're just doing it in your head.
Yeah.
And you get deducted points for that.
It's the worst. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. But what are you working on now? What's coming up next?
So now, running the coaching program. We got about 7,200 students in there now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big. And, COVID was we didn't get into that story, but that was, if you can imagine when local businesses are closed and you're teaching people how to help local businesses that are not open. Yeah, it was one of the toughest times.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
Did you have to pivot the model a little bit?
I had to, not really, because there was really nothing to pivot to.
Yeah.
Like, this is just what we know. It was more about just like, everybody lower your costs and, just start to explain to your clients that this is going to be over. And everybody, the good thing is that after, now everybody's like, I need to be online.
Right.
I need to like do media. I need to do video. And so it went from like, top to bottom back to the top.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just weathering the storm.
Unless you were in Florida where nothing shut down.
Unless you were in Florida. Yeah. But it was like the sentiment, right, around what the heck was going on. So.
Yeah. Well, where can people find out more about you, your coaching, and your programs?
I mean, if you could just Google James Bonadies, I got tons of stuff. The coaching program is Local Marketing Vault, so you can go to localmarketingvault.com. But my YouTube channel is probably the best way.
Yeah, your YouTube's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to be more consistent with it.
Yeah, but you get good views, and you're teaching very valuable stuff. So
yeah, so that's what I'm really working on now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, James.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank
you. As
always,
and I'll see you tomorrow.